than previously. ANI. Министр Лавров, представитель компании ANI, вы сказали, что это поворотный момент.
Do you think that there can be a ceasefire? Is it a step towards peace? And can there be a ceasefire, beginning of a ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine?
Ну как-то у вас все смешалось. Я сказал,
I believe you have mixed up certain things. I have said that the summit was a turning point because it has a declaration. The global South rallied and united in upholding its rights in global economy. The summit also demonstrated the global South's unwillingness to bring all the discussions to the Ukrainian crisis. Everyone is tired of this topic. Everyone knows that this war started by the West at the hands and the bodies of Ukrainians started against the Russian Federation. It would be good to stop it, but it's not what the developing countries are rallying around. It's not the reforms that they require. As for peace, of course, everyone wants peace. If you have read something about the issue, you can't help but know that about 18 months ago, we agreed to sign a treaty about settling this conflict. We even initialed this document. And after that, the Anglo-Saxons ordered Zelenskyy not to sign it because they thought they would be able to reap some concessions from us. They were hoping for tactics of attrition and the Ukrainian offensive. Dear friends, if you are interested in the topic, do some reading. The facts are numerous. President Putin has spoken about that, and recently he said, we do not mind negotiations. However, any such negotiations need to consider the realities on the ground and take into account the reasons that have been accumulating for decades upon decades due to NATO's aggressive policy. And NATO now considers itself to be the global organization. It has created direct threats to Russia's security at our borders. NATO has embarked upon the path of supporting the Kiev regime that has proclaimed the purpose of destroying everything Russian, the Russian language, the Russian history, Russian language media, the history of Russia, the peoples that have been developing the land of modern Ukraine, that were building roads and buildings. And right now, Ukrainian officials are threatening to physically destroy Russians. Ukrainian ambassadors, during their interviews with cameras, actively call for killing as many Russians as possible, saying that it is the task of the Ukrainian regime. And according to that ambassador, killing Russians was needed so that their children, Ukraine's children, will have less work cut out for them in the future. Let me mention the treaty once again. The treaty was ready for signing. However, everyone seems to forget about that. Last year, Zelenskyy signed a decree which is essentially a legal ban for any negotiations with Russia. Why is no one mentioning that? Because when my colleagues from different countries ask me this question in discussions behind closed doors, what can Russia do? Then I remind about this situation to them. I have given you an example. In order for the grain deal to be revived as it was agreed upon, but they tell, oh no, you do your obligations and your terms and your demands will not be even considered. Even though these terms were not invented by us, it is an integral part of the initiative that was put on paper as part of a package deal of the UN Secretary General. And any little attempts to vilify Russia and blame it for everything that is going on in the world or in Ukraine were undermined during the Delhi summit, and this is why it's relevant.
Stay with the Times of India for news breaks, analysis, interviews and events. We bring you stories from your neighborhood. and from across the globe as well. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the like button and press the bell icon so you don't miss any of our videos.